Yo, welcome back. Raw Pages. Today's episode 3. And this is the series where I read a chapter of a new book every single day. And I come on here and I tell you guys what I've learned and how you can apply it in real life. So, today's book, we're going to do like a summary of a book, right? And this is David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. I want to tell you the 3 biggest things that I learned from that book. And first part of this video, I'm just going to talk about what I thought David Goggins stood for before I read the book. Just like, my perception of him before I read the book. And like I said, I'm just going to talk about what I've learned from it so that you guys don't have to read the book yourself, right? Just to save you guys time. I'm reading it so you don't have to. So, yeah, man, I mean, David Goggins before, like, I was pretty much, I used to see him on social media, right? I just used to think of him as, the guy he runs everywhere, just loads of runs. Personally, I'm someone who's never been a fan of doing like long distance running. Um, yeah, never really been too much of a fan. And it's easy for a lot of the stuff that he says to go over your head, right? You just think, oh, he's the fucking, whatever. You just think, you just kind of filter out what you see about David Goggins, right? It's just like, he's a guy who always talks about being hard and whatever. It's kind of gimmicky. That's the word, it's gimmicky. But when I read the book, I realized it's a lot more nuanced than that. Like, he was a Navy SEAL. I didn't even know he was a Navy SEAL. But when he talks about the training, what he had to go through to become a Navy SEAL, I had a lot more respect for him after that. Yeah, no, he's a really really cool guy for sure. So yeah, in terms of the 3 things, I'm gonna speak about the first thing, which is callous your mind. Right, you don't need to go to the gym. I don't know if you can see them here, but like I've got calluses. They've kind of healed a bit, but I've got calluses from 6 years in the gym, right? And they form when you're doing the same thing all the time, like you're gripping bars all the time, and your skin hardens to protect yourself to become more prepared, right? It's like you're a metamorphosis, like it's crazy, but your skin hardens in order to be able to better deal with the force that you're applying to it, right? So David Goggins speaks about applying the same concept to your mind, right? Like the mind's a super powerful thing. This is like it's the engine of everything, right? So if you're able to callous your mind, you can endure a lot more. And a lot of people, like naturally as humans, right, you want to feel comfortable, right? That's how we've been able to survive and thrive for so long. It's from comfortability, right? Not not putting yourself in places of risk, danger, uncomfortability. But the truth is that's the only way you grow, right? So being able to seek out challenges and callous your mind, pushing yourself that extra mile, extra 2 miles, 3 miles, past what you believe you can do, it's gonna prepare you for the bullshit that comes with life. Because whether you like it or not, life is gonna be hard. Bullshit's gonna happen that you don't prepare for, and the tougher you are mentally anyway from the training that you do, the more ready you're gonna be to be able to deal with that, and you can fight back harder. You know, so callousing your mind to really be able to deal with the bullshit that comes with life and to be able to push yourself as well, right? You don't grow from a place of comfort, you grow from a place of discomfort. Like, I remember I was like 17 when I first started to get calluses, and 6 years on, they're still there. They haven't gone. But my physique's improved a lot, you know? You always got to callous your mind. It's like going to the gym, man. Like, you tear your muscles, you push your muscles past the limit, like past the capacity that they can currently withhold, right? And then once those tears repair, because you've pushed them past the limit, once those tears repair, they come back bigger, stronger. And that's how you build your physique. You want to do the same with your mind, right? So that's the first thing I learned. Like another quote that he mentioned as well, like this was towards the end of the book. Oh, I had to write it down instantly. I was mind blown. He said, "You are the sum of what you overcome," which is true, right? Have you heard that saying? Like, it's let me make sure I get this right. So it's hard times create strong men create easy times create weak men create hard times, and the cycle continues, right? So You going through hard times or putting yourself through difficulty in terms of pushing yourself past your limits, it's going to make you stronger. And like I said, you're the sum of what you actually overcome. Like the more bullshit you've been through, the more bullshit you've dealt with, the more challenge you put yourself through, the more equipped you are of dealing with stuff, and you'll be able to. You'll be so much more capable of someone who's stayed in their comfort zone their whole life. Like leaving your comfort zone is probably the biggest needle moving thing you can do in your life. Like just leaving your comfort zone, because if not, you're not gonna grow. And the worst thing you can be is stagnant. You do not want to stay the same. If you stay the same, you're regressing. If you're not progressing, you're regressing. Yo, sounds like I'm rapping right now, bro. But honestly, like you want to be able to push past your limits, because you are the sum of what you overcome. Now, that links to point two, right? Which is seek discomfort. I kind of put those two in one. So yeah, you guys got a bonus one within that. But seeking discomfort, like I said, it's literally like the gym. You push yourself. You train to discomfort. You don't train to comfort. You train to the point of failure, and then you grow from there. It's literally like it's like this, man. It's like this. Honestly, you see social media. I'm gonna let you guys have a look into my life right now, right? You see, like posting on YouTube videos, stuff like that. It's something I've been told that I should do for a while, right? But I've had this massive fear of perception thing, like what are people gonna think about me, people that I know, etc. But recently I moved to Portugal, right? New environment, no one that I know is here, so it's pretty much it's allowed me to like hold up a mirror to myself, where I'm able to just be uncomfortable and grow from that. And this is one of the things that I promised myself I'm gonna do, which is post every single day. And once you get past that initial phase of discomfort, and you realize, okay, this is actually calm. Like I'm fine posting videos. Like now I'm comfortable speaking to the camera, right? And what I'm only like 10 videos in. So imagine like 2 years time. So now this is my comfort zone, making videos. Whereas 3 weeks ago, it wasn't my comfort zone. You see how I've grown? I'm expanding my surface area of comfort. And then after that, it's on to the next challenge, etc., etc. And that's what David Goggins speaks about. It's always seeking discomfort, because that means you're going to grow and grow and grow. And as that compounds, boom, you've gone clear. In like 10 years' time, you're a completely different person. You're like a superhero, you're unrecognizable. Um, so, yeah, that's the second point. And the third point is the 40% rule. So, this is actually backed by science as well, right? Whenever you feel like physically or even mentally, like, because the mind and the body are linked, right? But whenever you feel like you're at your limit in terms of whatever it is you're doing, typically it's your mind playing tricks on you. You're actually at 40% of your capacity, right? And usually, because your brain doesn't want to be uncomfortable, it's like, yo, what are we doing? We want to preserve energy, etc. Your brain's like, oh, yeah, this is my limit, but you're only at 40%. Now, if you can override that and keep pushing past, you'll realize you have about 60% more in the tank. And it's not like I used to watch a lot of anime, right? It's not like fucking, Dragon Ball, where you're just like, ah, and you're powering up. You know what? It is kind of like that actually. But once you think you're at your final limit, what you want to do is just imagine that you're tapping into the remaining 60% in reserve, but you're doing it 5% at a time, 5% at a time. So that will be, let's say in the gym, you feel like you've gone to failure. Because I actually tested this out, right? Once I read it in the book, I went to the gym like an hour later. When I felt like I was at my limit in terms of I think I was doing bicep curls. I got to my limit, and I said, you know what? Let me actually try this. And in my mind, I was just squeezing out another 5%, another 5%, and I was doing so many more reps. I had so much more left in the tank, but because my brain told me that I'm at my limit, because your brain tells you you're at your limit, you think that's what your limit is, but you're capable of so much more. And this links to seeking discomfort, callousing your mind, having control over your mind, and yeah, man, apply that in every single thing you do. He's run a lot of marathons, right? Dave Goggins. So he used to use that. He used to tap into is reserve 5% at a time. Squeeze out another 5%. Just put one foot in front of another, and you'll realize you've got so much more left in the tank. Like what the human body is capable of is crazy. It's crazy. Let me give you another point as well. Like there was another part of the book where it said, you know, you've got this thing called the governor, right? Where the governor's like telling you, yo, like, come on, we're done. But if you just get rid of the governor, you can soar to new heights. It's like, I don't know. Listen, I always like to relate things back to anime, right? But you know Rock Lee, right? When he was fighting Garo in the tuning exams, and you know he had like ankle weights on, and he took them off, gone to a new level. It's like I think it's called the 8 gates or the 7 gates that Guy Sensei did. Like just unlocking a new gate, taking off a new limit, boom, and you're soaring high. You're soaring high. Like, there's a lot more room for performance, right? If you just get rid of the governor, it's like cars. Like cars, a lot of their top speeds aren't really their top speeds. I forgot what it's called, but they've got something in them that stops them from reaching a certain speed just for safety measures, right? But you know when people get their cars remapped, people getting their cars remapped is allowing it to drive to its full potential. Do that with your mind as well. Your mind has that, and it stops you. It kind of works in our favor in terms of to this point, right? Because it means that you're able to recover adequately. You know, you've got energy left in reserve in case something happens to you. Like it's allowed us to survive as humans, but if you really want to grow as a person, you've got to get rid of that that thing that stops you from performing to what you actually can do. And you'll be so surprised what you actually can do if you actually think about it and you actually win the battle in your mind. Like it all starts like it. I know I've used like a lot of different analogies, etc., to kind of to try and explain that, but that was kind of like the bonus tip, right? It was kind of the bonus lesson I learned from that. But all in all, great book. It kind of did get repetitive at points, um, because he just speak about another race that he's done where he feels like he wants to give up, and then he just pushes through. So it kind of got repetitive. It's like, oh, you got to this point in the race, and then oh, let me guess, you pushed through. It was a bit repetitive, but I like the book, and I've got a lot more respect for David Goggins as well. So, yeah, man, great book. That's what I learned from it. That's gonna be the video for today, and catch you tomorrow.